Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our regular council meeting, and we're going to begin with our caucus. Tonight, there is one motion. There are 19 first readings. There are 3 first reading passage requests. 2025-104. Lori Pesci is here to address council. Hi, Lori.
Hi, good evening. Lori Pesci, Executive's Office, Department of Public Safety. I'm here for the Pay It Forward for Pets contract for animal control. They currently provide the services for the volunteer program and do some additional work there. We're asking for first reading passage because their volunteer coordinator, who has worked with us for the last 3 years, just recently decided she would continue for another year. So that's why the lateness of getting here and needing first reading passage. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
I'm fine. Does anybody have any questions for Lori?
I'll just throw in a plug. I think it's such a great organization, and in addition to this, a lot of the proceeds from their dog daycare goes to fund Pets for Vets and Seniors for Seniors. They train all kinds of dogs to be serviced to needy community members, so they're wonderful. Just picked up my dog from there this afternoon.
Yes.
Pay It Forward also does all of the photographs and and that sort of thing that helps us get dogs adopted down there.
Are there any further questions? Thanks, Lori.
Thank you.
Next is 2025-104. Sarah is here to address council.
Sarah Butchie-Gross, Executives Department of Finance and Budget. Good evening. This first one is just the annual contract agreement, rather, for the Auditor of State to do our financial audit for 2024.
Do you have any questions? You just stay on up there.
Yeah.
Next is 2025-106. Sarah again.
So on your first page of your budget amendment there, we've got some other expenses for the probation department, a previously approved by council soil and water grant. The next 2 items are grant fixes that I think we're going to be able to close out another 12 grants in Munis once we pass that. Then we've got previously approved capital project for the asbestos abatement. We've got 2 new grants for common pleas courts. And then contract services, they had to recut a check for the Board of Elections. So that's budget we had on for last year, and they just lost the check in the mail, and we had to redo it this year. Yeah. Well, yeah. And so then we have engineer capital project on there, previously approved. And the last one is DD to correct a prior year encumbrance budget.
Do we have any questions for Sarah? Jeff?
Sarah, how are we on the timeline for the Board of Elections work on the town? Is that pretty much on time?
Yeah, it's my understanding we're still on schedule. I'll get you a fuller update on that.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's for November, right? We're going to be voting here in November?
Yes, but it is scheduled to be finished with construction at the end of June. So July is like the only little period of wiggle room we have because they have to be ready to start in August with everything for that November election.
The work that's being done, it's sealed off, but it was with the outside exterior work, they're cranking on pretty
We can get a tour up there if anybody wants to go.
I attended one for last week. I called and asked about that was still on schedule, but
Yeah.
they're going to give us a status update. So.
All right, I'll check in on that.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks. There are no late filings. We have routine legislation found on pages 6 through 7. There are no second readings. There are no third readings. Please rise for the pledge led by Councilman John Donofrio, followed by a moment of silence. Roll call.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Ms. Hyam?
Here.
Mr. Donofrio? Mr. Cajun.
Here.
Ms. Dickinson. Ms. Ford.
Here.
Mr. Wilhite.
Here.
Ms. Darrow.
Here.
Mr. Lacotte.
Here.
Ms. McKinney. Ms. Walters.
Here.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of March 31st, 2024?
So moved.
I have a motion. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motions for council. M19, 2025. A motion of council confirming the reappointments of Christopher Barker with Shalita Smith as alternate, District Chief Chris Karakis with Captain Dan Garrett as alternate, Lieutenant Daniel Marks with Sergeant John Ross and Sergeant Thomas Elton as alternates, Detective Christopher London with Detective Alicia Menifee as alternate, Judge Jennifer Tao with Carrie Defabal as alternate, Amy Budnick and Jill Oldman with Joan Davison as alternate, Karen France with Stephanie Kempton as alternate, Candace Lacey with David Horner as alternate, Prosecutor Elliot Kolkovich with Jenny Shuckey as alternate, Jill Spillman with Hannah Horgan as alternate, and Lisa Kamalowski with Holly Bro as alternate to the Child Fatality Review Board.
May I have a motion on M0192025? All in favor? Oh, yeah, I did. No. Mm-mm, mm-mm. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
First readings, 2025-104, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Pay It Forward for Pets Incorporated as a best practical source to provide volunteer coordinator services at the Animal Control Facility located in the City of Akron in Council District 5 for a one-year term for the period of April 1, 25 through March 31, 26, and in an amount not to exceed $95,000 for the Executive's Department of Administrative Services Division of Animal Control Emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2025-104.
I have a motion to suspend and adopt 2025-104 on the suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
2025-105, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute an intergovernmental agreement with the Ohio Auditor of State for the 2024 financial audit for the County of Summit in an amount not to exceed $143,141 for the Internal Audit Department emergency.
Madam President, move to suspend the rules and adopt 2025-105.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2025-105 on the suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? On the adoption, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
2025-106, a resolution appropriating funds in order to meet projected expenditures for the balance of 2025 as set forth in Exhibit A for the Executive's Department of Finance and Budget emergency.
Madam President, move to suspend the rules and adopt 2025-106.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2025-106 on the suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
2025-107, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a construction contract with Geauga Highway Company for the 2025 Summit County 405 resurfacing program in an amount not to exceed $1,786,774.05 for the engineer emergency. 2025-108, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a construction contract with Spano Brothers Construction Incorporated for the 2025 Summit County Regional Concrete Pavement Repair Program in an amount not to exceed $468,677 for the engineer emergency. 2025-109, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with MS Consultants Incorporated for the design of the replacement of 3 bridges located in Council Districts 5 and 7 in an amount not to exceed $429,138 for the engineer emergency. 2025-110, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of change order number 2 to the lease agreement with Enterprise Fleet Management Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $45,830.67 for a cumulative increase of 113.94% for a total amount not to exceed $332,298.98 for the Executive's Department of Sanitary Sewer Services Emergency. 2025-111, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional services contract with Sheezer Buckley Mayfield Limited Liability Company for the jail door control project at the Summit County Jail located in the city of Akron in Council District 4 and in an amount not to exceed $103,000 for the Executive's Department of Administrative Services Physical Plants Emergency. 2025-112, a resolution authorizing the Executive to advertise for bids for replacement of the HVAC system at the Sheriff Robert D. Campbell Training Facility Indoor Firing Range located in the City of Greene and Council District 8 for an estimated total cost not to exceed $400,000 for the Executive's Department of Administrative Services Physical Plants Emergency. 2025-113, a resolution authorizing the Executive to advertise for bids for a 5-year HVAC maintenance contract for the Juvenile Court Facility located in the City of Akron in District 6 for an estimated total cost not to exceed $185,000 for the Executive's Department of Administrative Services Physical Plants Emergency. 2025-114, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a purchase contract with Aramark Correctional Services Limited Liability Company as a best practical source for detention center youth food services for a 1-year term from July 1, 25 through June 30, 26, with 2 options to renew for an additional 1-year term and in an amount not to exceed $4.323 to $8.697 per meal based on the number of youth served and $0.950 per snack for a total amount not to exceed $300,000 for the first year for the Court of Common Pleas Juvenile Division Emergency. 2025-115, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a temporary assistance to needy families agreement with Tri-County Jobs for Ohio's Graduate Jog for 2025 Summer Youth Employment Program Outreach and Eligibility Services for the period of April 1, 25 through August 31, 25 in an amount not to exceed $135,000 for the Executive's Department of Job and Family Services Emergency. 2025-116, a resolution declaring the month of May 2025 as Foster Care Month in the County of Summit and encouraging residents to join in this acknowledgement and consider the importance of foster care in their community for the executive emergency. 2025-117, a resolution declaring the month of May 2025 as Mental Health Awareness Month in Summit County and encouraging the residents of Summit County to join in this acknowledgement for the executive emergency. 2025-118, a resolution declaring the month of May 2025 as Older Americans Month in Summit County, recognizing the contributions of older adults in Summit County and encouraging residents and professionals to participate in the Age-Friendly Akron Summit Initiative and the 2025 Senior Summit Conference for the executive emergency. 2025-119, a resolution authorizing the county executive to execute an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Akron for providing unleaded fuel and diesel fuel for county vehicles for a 5-year period from January 1, 25 through December 31, 29 in the amount of $0.25 per gallon over the City of Akron's wholesale costs for an approximate cost of $1,007,000 for the term of the agreement for the the County of Executives Department of Finance and Budget Emergency. 2025-120, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a purchase contract with Smart Bill Limited as a best practical source for printing, mailing, and CAS address file certification, along with update services for real property tax bills for the period May 1, 25 through April 30, 27, with two options to renew for an additional 2-year term and in an amount not to exceed $584,000, $996.40 for the fiscal officer emergency. 2025-121, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Ward and Associates for appraisal services for the valuation of commercial, industrial, and exempt buildings considered new or altered, and land splits of the same classification for the 2025 real estate tax year and in an amount not to exceed $154,000 for the fiscal officer emergency. 2025-122, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a purchase contract with AT&T as a best practical source to provide AT&T switched Ethernet on demand for a 5-year term from January 1, 25 through December 31, 29, and in an amount not to exceed $300,000 for the Office of Information Technology emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt the routine agenda found on pages 6 and 7.
I have a motion to suspend and adopt the routine legislation found on pages 6 through 7. On the suspension, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. If there's nothing further, Mr. Nelson?
Yeah, Madam President, before we adjourn, just real quick, I would like to circle back. You and I had previously talked about those Monday afternoon update sessions, and Mr. Wilhite's question about the Board of Elections reminded me, I would like to work on getting one scheduled. I also have a lot of I should have some fiber updates I want to share with you folks as well as some of the project stuff. So I don't know if Monday afternoons works, doesn't work. I've heard conflicting thoughts on that, and so I guess I don't need an answer tonight, but we need to figure out I'd like to see us resume those, if you guys would. So from there, I guess we need to figure out whether Mondays work, if we want to start them a little later on Monday, like at 2:30 or 3 instead of 2. I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on Monday's good, bad, or other. Okay.
Brian, it's all important to get on the list, but the more minor things at the beginning, so we have time for in-depth stuff towards the end.
Sure. Yeah.
And if there are specific projects that you would like updates on, please let us know, and I'll reach out to Mark tomorrow to try and find a good date here in the coming weeks.
We may want to look at what choose time to some of these subjects and actually set an agenda that might be sustainable.
I try to keep us on schedule.
I know. I don't. I
try.
Lori left already. Public safety's been on there twice, and we've never gotten to it yet.
You can do a rotation of getting those statuses.
Yes.
Leave them upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah. I promised Councilwoman Hyam I will let everybody talk, and now the broadband I will probably talk a lot about that.
Well, I'm maybe a dissenter, but Monday afternoons are not good for me, so that's sort of problematic, I think, to just be missing. I think we have committee meetings. Why not address these things at our committee meetings, because they are generally categorized by committee?
Listen,
I like the updates and I like the communication, but it's not a good time for me, so it makes it difficult, because then I'm
yeah.
missing it.
Listen, I would leave that to you guys. It would, if we did that at committee, it would make our council meetings much longer. Particularly as I guess we've got a few months before I have to worry about budget hearings, but I'm thinking when we get into the fall, I think maybe too we talk about if members miss being able to catch a catch-up meeting like, if they can't make it, because let's face it, on any given Mondays, some of you won't be able to make it in the afternoon, so. we
Yeah,
could-
but we're all committed to be here at 4:30 every Monday night. So.
Again, it's up to you guys.
Well, maybe it's a rotation, where it's like if one night, one week is, one committee week is scheduled for public safety updates, one committee week is set for, there may be some ways to work around it.
Yeah,
Yeah, spread them out.
Yeah, but not try to do them all in one night.
yeah, I get it. It's long. All right,
You let
This
us
one.
know, I'll work with Mark on scheduling.
yeah. Yeah, we'll work on something, and if it's not working, we'll adjust. But it seemed to me they've been helpful in trying to keep everybody caught up as much as we can on everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. Is anything further? We're adjourned.